here first. Hold on. Move. Did that bad. Hey folks, happy Friday. I know you're shocked seeing my face here because it's not usually the norm, but we're actually doing a special one. As you see it here in the headline, it's Women in Sales Month for the month of October, and we are highlighting amazing women in sales who are doing rockstar jobs at their roles. And I just love the fact that we're finding so many people in the Caribbean for this. So let me bring on one time, and yes, I know you see my face. Lyndon is busy in some appointments right now, folks. He can't make it, but he's watching us virtually, so have no fear. But let me bring on to the mix. This is Tammy. Tammy, introduce yourself to our amazing audience. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great, thanks. Tammy Philbert-Serville, business sales
Nice.
specialist out of St. Lucia.
Woo! I love it. Is this confetti? Right, there's the correct background. Great. So I brought Tammy on because when we said we were looking for women to interview, she reached out to me and we had a really great conversation. And immediately from the conversation, I said, you're going to be an amazing guest. So break it down for us. Just give us a quick intro into who you are, how long you've been in the business, just so that our audience can get an understanding. And I want to, like my first question out the gate, I have a serious question for you. I know we spoke about other stuff and I love the stories you told me, but I have a serious question.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, no, you go ahead. Introduce yourself. Sorry.
Okay, yes. So as I said, Tammy Philbert-Serville, business sales specialist. I've been in sales for, I would say, about 20 years now. First in retail and transitioned along the way. Sales
Nice.
basically, I didn't choose sales. Sales chose me. I was really running away
Hmm.
from it.
You know, okay, so one, I would love to meet anybody who's ever in sales that said they chose sales because I don't think anybody, I don't know, I don't think anybody chooses sales. I think
Yes.
everybody falls into the role of sales,
Mm-hmm.
right? Oh,
Basically.
by the way, your colleague, Nicole Murray, said hello.
Oh, hi, Nicole.
Yes. Hi, Marva. Hi, everybody. Right. So here's my question. You've been in it for 20 years. Would you
Mm-hmm.
say that being a woman in sales has gotten easier or has it gotten more difficult as time has gone along?
I would think, for me, from my experience, I would think it has gotten easier. I mean, it has its challenges like any other job, but I think it's more recognized. Before, I don't think salespeople got the respect or the, how would I say it? Yeah, I think the respect they deserved really, because
True.
people always felt like you just wanted to sell them something, but it has really transitioned where people realize you fix problems, you find solutions, so you help make their lives a lot easier. So I think in
Love
that
it.
sense, I would say it has gotten a bit easier in that people would be willing to hear you out.
Okay. So let me ask this then because I mean for everybody you can please check out her LinkedIn profile. As she said, she's going through retail, she's into corporate. And I think you told me you recently got a promotion to you're now moving from St. Lucia to BVI, correct?
Well, a transfer basically, yes. I'm moving to
Transfer.
another
So
market. Mhm.
So congratulations. But let me ask,
Thank
and I
you.
think this will be important for everybody. What you've been in it for 20 years, what continues to drive you? Like what is that like what is giving you that drive that makes you show up day after day, year after year? What is it?
All right. So what really gave me the drive was when I about 7 years ago, I think that's where I've been in sales for 20 years, like I said, but it was like
Hmm.
retail and the lighter side of sales. I think what really drove me was when I did something very scary by taking a chance, leaving a previous role and just going out into the unknown. I think as salespeople, you get that feeling where you want to do more. It's that, I don't know, you can't really put a finger on it, but you feel a bit unfulfilled and there's so much more to give, there's so much more to share, there's so much more to learn. And I was at that stage where I felt like, you know what, this is the time. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to try something. I left this role and I went in for another job because at that time, since I couldn't put my finger on it, I just felt like I needed a new experience. When I went into that other job and the interview, well, he interviewed me for the role that I had applied for. But when I
Right.
went in there, he said to me, "No, I want you for sales." Now, why I had not gone into sales in that job was because it was high risk in that it was a no base. So I did not feel confident trying it out instantly. I wanted to kind of, find my way into it by trying the other
Right.
one first. But this man said to me, "No, you're sales," and he actually hired somebody to support my role of sales instead of me being in
Wow.
that supportive role. So in
Was this the
that
same
minute,
guy? Was this the same person you mentioned that ended up being your mentor?
basically, he was through that job, but I've actually had a few mentors. But this one really brought out the salesperson in me because prior to that, I was so intimidated by targets and everything. And I think it's so important when you're making your debut that you have such a strong mentor, leader, coach, whatever it is, because these are the people who really bring out the greatness in you. They're the ones who see things that you never saw in yourself. And I'm forever grateful for him because I attribute what I've accomplished to this man seeing that in me when I didn't even see it in myself. So what I did in that opportunity, I did it scared, but I did it anyway. I said to him, "You know what? I can't promise you that I know how to do this, but what I will do is get the requisite knowledge, be a student." And he promised to train me. And, I just drank it all up. And here I am years later doing things that I never thought I could have done.
And you see, that's what I think is fortunate, where a lot of people don't have that experience, especially in those types of jobs where there is no base, there's very little
Yes.
or lack of coaching. And I think more
Uh-huh.
importantly, there's very few people that actually hire you with the belief that they can actually do the job. A lot of managers just hire, saying we just need somebody to fill the role. So they just pick
Correct.
somebody, they don't give them the backing, they don't give them the support, like in your case. So I think that is absolutely brilliant. And that's one of the things I think is really cool in terms of your journey. So like I'm
Thank
hearing you saying a lot of the things and it resonates with me. I mean, besides the fact that you went yellow, the yellow just went. But no, it resonates with me. So like when I was in, because we're both from Digicel, by the way, folks. So like when I was in
Oh,
Digicel
nice.
from 2006 to 2011, I left when I was top performing, but I left because I told my boss I was bored. I was like, I know what was gonna happen. Like on my last day, I closed a big account. My boss is like, you see, this is why I shouldn't leave. I was like, no, that's why I should leave because I know it was going to happen. Like and I literally just said to myself, I want to make sure because I was young enough, and I said, I want to know if I'm good at sales and telecom or if I'm good in sales in general. And I was
Yes.
willing to take the risk and find out. So I was like, you know what, let's just make a switch and see what else we could find. So definitely I agree with you there. I think everybody in sales, there comes a point in time where something in your gut just telling you, I don't know, like this is not enough. Like what is my next level? What else
Correct.
can I do besides just
That's
this
it.
particular task?
And that has been
Right?
it for me. You put it so well. That has really been it for me. You just can't fight it.
Yeah. But what do you see if you're being next? 'Cause I think you mentioned that you eventually, as you said, you wanted to, as you said, jump into be doing training and stuff as well. Where do you see your role taking you next?
So my role, I think this is where it will be taking me. I mean, outside of sales, I think training. I've actually found a mentor. I was in a training session, and in giving telling him about my journey, because he was getting to know me, because in sales you have to be relatable anyway. And hearing my story, he said to me, "You have a couple books in you," and I was like, "Wow," because that was our first interaction. And he said to me he would want to be my mentor. So I actually have a mentor for training, and I do see my role taking me into sales training, motivation, and anything to do with that. I just love feeling good. I love great energy. I love to, I think that's what in sales, that's the most important thing, to be in a great mindset, a conducive energy to support your success, your growth. Like, just limitless possibilities. And that's what I'm about. And you said something that really struck me when you said, you close your biggest deal or whatever. After a while, closing big deals becomes kind of normal. And it's not that you're being complacent or pompous or anything, but you realize it doesn't get you as excited anymore because it's not new.
Yeah.
So I mean, while I'm in sales, I always try to learn and grow and everything. I mean, it's been a little while since I've done a course, so I will be doing that because it's like you just can't stop. It's ever evolving, ever moving, ever changing, and I don't want to get stuck. I don't want to get closed into that box. I don't want to be limited to be told what I can or cannot do in terms of, breaking through the proverbial ceilings and stuff like that. It's just, and I find when you find somebody, a mentor, or somebody who's as passionate about sales like you, like, I mean, the things you can accomplish, oh my God, it's
Yeah,
just pure
boy.
energy, pure vibes,
Listen,
pure motivation. And that's what it's
when you
about.
have somebody who's in the field that you want to be in, and where, as I say, where you want to eventually be, it's remarkable.
Yes.
Because I always tell people, I would always give credit to like why I wanted to be a sales trainer. And I always tell
Mm-hmm.
people, when I was in Digicel, this would have been sometime between 2008, 2009, maybe even 2007. There, a trainer came in. His name is Andre Bello. He's based in Barbados now. And when Andre came in and did training first, I remember it was Randy Tilak and Shazadra who I told him I watch him and say, that day, that's not what I want to do in 10 years. I literally said,
Yes.
that's literally what I want to do. I was completely mesmerized. I remember coming home to my wife, I was like, listen, I have a man crush. I saw somebody, I just, like, that's it. That's what I want to be.
Yes.
Exactly like that. And
Yes.
over the years, I've always kept in touch with him. He always gave me advice. And as I say, every time I do a training, I just keep thinking back to that moment, just thinking, if it wasn't for that, like coming across people like that who inspired you to see what you could actually become is one of the best things. So let
Agreed.
me ask this: what was one of your best moments in your career so far?
One of my best moments. There have been there have been quite a few. I don't know that I can limit it to just one because
No,
it's been so.
well, share them, share them.
Well,
Go
actually,
ahead.
my best moment, one of my best moments, I would have to say, was within that time where we really, ex- like, okay, I'm sitting there in this chair and this man has offered me this job that I knew nothing about. And the first thing I'm thinking is no base. Oh my God, like, I have a family, but, it was just taking, I think one of the best moments was just trusting, taking the leap with no safety net and knowing that I would build my wings on the way down. And I did. I never hit the ground. It was all
Love
uphill
it.
from there. And like you said, I've tried in telecoms, I tried in hospitality. So I also test myself to see how good I am. And I'm always going to be a student. I'll never feel like I have arrived because that's when you become to get you start to become complacent and your results start to dwindle. One thing he taught me, and I've taken it throughout my life, is to maintain an even keel.
And
And when I
Ivan.
even keel like a boat on the water,
Oh, okay.
to stay. And his analogy was, when you close big, you stay here. And when you're low, because in sales there are highs and lows, you won't
Yes,
be
yeah.
closing big every single month. You try to, but there are the dips. And to just maintain that mindset, so it's easier to get back to that place where you need to be to bring in the results. And I've tried that. So I would close the biggest deal and I wouldn't be shouting and jumping on the floor. Like, I'm happy.
What?
I don't know how I do it, but I'm happy, but I'm already thinking of the next month, like I don't get comfortable. And I don't
I would
know.
honestly tell you, you're way better than me because I'd written this the other day and I said, happy years are my demise. Like sometimes I'll just get like very excited, even when I close an opportunity, and it gets you so distracted from doing the other stuff, and
Right.
like I have to always bring myself back down. So But by the
So
way, shout out to everybody who's on Marva, Jamie Mackey, who's also on. She is the top sales rep in Honda. She literally just like
nice.
knocks out minimum 13 to 15 cars a month.
Oh wow. I need to talk to
Like,
her.
yeah, like literally. And I think she will be able to relate because I would tell you, I'm being honest. Only now as an entrepreneur, I've gone fully, as I say, no base, and they have only commission. So
Right.
it was scary from day one. And I know
Uh-huh.
they're basically commission only, so she could definitely relate and everything to
Oh
it. So yeah.
yes.
But if you have questions for Tammy, though, folks, please drop it in the comments. Let's answer it and stuff because I'm sure she'll be willing to give her perspectives and
Sure.
everything. So
Definitely.
yeah. No, but this is absolutely amazing. I love it so far. So, do you think though? All right. So let me think. Let me ask this. What what has been, even though you said you've been maintain your keel, the thing you just said on the
Mhm.
water. What do you think has been your biggest adjustment so far in your sales career that you've had to do personally?
The adjustments for me, I would have to say constantly working on myself, because
Mm-hmm.
situations would arise and stuff. So I think self development and learning how to navigate situations, because you're dealing with people no matter what, both in selling, working, wherever you go. So I think that has really been the part I have to work on constantly in, learning how to navigate different situations, both personally and professionally. And
Right.
I mean, like, sales is a lifestyle. So I found that, how I navigate personally also allows me to better do it professionally as well. So the
Nice.
learning never stops. So that's really it. Yes.
Oh, excellent. And then, so like, based on what you're seeing now, and there's something I just want to, I would love to find out from your perspective, and because I know to help a lot of others, what do you see as being, especially going into 2023? We see a lot of things happening right now where people keep talking about the pandemic. Still people talking about the pandemic and then the global recession, all these other rumors and stuff that are coming up. What have you planned to do in 2023 has to be a focus on how to navigate through those things? What are your thoughts on that, especially from a sales perspective? Because I know a lot of people would love to get some tips on that.
In terms of the changing business environment, you mean?
No, well, for you, so like from a sales, sorry, yeah, should I say it clear? From a sales perspective,
Mm-hmm.
what do you see as some of the main things sales professionals have to do in order to navigate and be successful for 2023? Because as I said, we keep seeing all the talks about global recessions and all these other things happening. What are
Right.
you doing to ensure, as I say, you maintain that momentum, as I say, because you're going to a new island, and as
Yes.
I say, it's always different things. What do you see as being some of the main things that you would do that will keep you successful in 2023?
I think for me, what I will continue to do, which has worked for me, and obviously try to still develop new strategies, is to remain close to the customer. For
Oh,
me, I believe the customer is my boss. No matter where I work, I see the customer as my boss. No customer, no position, no role, no whatever. I think understanding the power of the customer and knowing that they have a choice, connecting, it's not just making a sale, it's building a relationship. I continue to build relationships with my customers so they feel like they're an integral part of the business, because my success depends on their business success. So it's more continuing a
stop, stop,
partnership.
stop. Say that again one more time because a lot of people don't catch that. I love it. Say it again one more time.
Our success is interdependent. If my customer's business is not working out, then what does that do for me? So it's just maintaining a close business relationship. I feel like I'm a partner in my customers' businesses, because I want to make sure that whatever I sell them, I'm not about making a quick sale. I love making great sales. I love building that
Love it.
relationship. So long after I've left this job, this customer still mentions my name. It's all about the customer experience. That is my primary focus. And I understand you don't always make a sale, but you make a trusted partner or friend, as you call it. So the
Yeah.
sales will come. You have to be a bit patient in building that relationship, that trust, that connection. And I think that is one of the things I do well, because I love the one I'm with. When I'm with this one customer, he or she is the only customer in the world. Have my undivided attention, and nothing and no one else matters in that moment.
Just make them feel like we here. We here. There's
That is
nothing
it.
here.
Because, people like to know that their business is important and they are important. Their challenges are important. One thing that has worked for me is my responsiveness. A simple
Hmm.
thing as answering your phone, as being on time. And if you are going to be late, you give people that respect to communicate that to them. It's these simple things that have made me successful. It's no magic formula. I think at the very core is respect for people and
Yeah.
respect for your brand as well, because you have your independent brand before you align it to any company's brand. So no matter where you go, if you hold on to these fundamentals, you are bound to be successful. And that has been my own experience.
Yep. And I fully agree because when I was, and I love everything you said here. By the way, Tammy, I vibe with you heavy because a lot of the things you're saying is the same way that I think and stuff about sales.
Right.
Because, like, I'll give you a perfect example. In my last year at Samsung, which was 2019, at the start of 2019, usually that first quarter after Christmas is dry bone sales. Because remember, people would have purchased phones for Christmas. Like, you would literally do 6 months of sales in 2 weeks. That's to
Yes.
tell you how much phones. So when the new year started, I literally sent an email to all our resellers and I just said, we're doing an event that's called a No Samsung event, right? And all I did was I bought a HR person because a lot of the stores had HR issues with staff. I bought in a store designer because I told them your store design sucks. People want to go into a store and experience something. Then I bought in somebody with point of sales because plenty stores are still doing manual transactions. Then I brought in a social media manager to show them how to be better on social media. And all I told them at the end of the day is I was like, listen to this, guys. I've walked around in the stores, I've talked to you all, I've observed. I've noticed these 4 things are your core problems. If I don't help you all grow, my business can't grow. If your store closes this year, I lose out on sales. So I said, today, you cannot talk to me about Samsung. Today, we're talking about these 4 things that if you implement it, will help your business grow. And if your business grow, my business grows. So I'm happy. And that quarter was the best quarter we've had in like those, it was about 3 to 5 years when you look at volume in terms of sales. And it's like, because you show the customer you care. If you focus on that, that's all you need to do.
Correct.
If you show your customer you care, you're good to go.
That's it.
So it is fantastic. And I love that you're saying that because even then too, I did a sales kickoff for Amplia, and that's one of the local telecom providers here. And I just decided to do a survey afterwards asking people who they have as the internet provider, why they took them, and what will make them switch. And the most interesting answer, of course, was what will make people switch. And it wasn't price, it was just the reliability and stuff for the service. So like people, as I say, people want to feel that connection, people want to get that customer experience. So everything that Sabrina is saying here and everything, absolutely amazing. Makaya, today he's saying success help customers achieve their needs and wants, and that will help you achieve your dreams and goals.
Amen.
But do you agree though? Because here's the thing: you and I want to operate this way, right? As in, we're not fighting on for every sale. We want to make sure and add true value to the customer.
Yes.
But can we say fairly that management is actually trying not to make us do that because management is trying to pressure us to push numbers versus trying to push long-term value?
Well, I mean, it's based on the sales environment. Everybody has varying degrees of priorities. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what your manager's KPIs are and up the line, etc. But luckily for me, the business I work in, we also try to have that balance with the customer experience is very important. There's a whole team dedicated to that. So, but I understand what you're saying because I have worked in very aggressive environments prior where the customer may not necessarily be the primary focus because it's about the numbers and everything. But to maintain these numbers, it's so important that your people are happy. So it's important that businesses strike that balance.
So if I'm a rep, what do you, and I'm going through this pressure right now. So like I'm trying to go to customers, build a relationship as well as get the sale, but my boss is only pushing for me to get the sale and the numbers. What do you recommend as a rep? What can I do to help reduce that pressure for my boss so that I can perform better? You have any tips?
Oh boy, I think a lot of it would be, I know it's so hard to stay motivated when you're being pressured like that. I think it's just to make sure you remain focused and you don't, because at times, based on the environment you're in, I guess your bosses, like you said, may not necessarily understand that you need to remain in a good headspace to be able to deliver. And that pressure could affect you negatively. That's why coaching is so important. You don't just pressure, you coach as well. You find out where the challenges are and why they're not closing. You sit with people individually, see what the challenges are. The mistake tends to be where people put everybody in a one-size-fits-all class, and you have some people getting bored, you have some people uninspired, and then you have people who really need a little more intimate attention where you can help them develop. I think it really has to be, it's a bigger conversation. because you
Yeah.
have to deal with the individual one-on-one, find out what the challenges are. And if you're not capable, find somebody who is capable of training, empowering, motivating, and dealing with what their shortcomings are. Because I know, having been in different sales environments, that some salespeople, their customer service is great, but you also have to be able to ask for the business. People are not always confident to ask for the business. And that is the differentiator with an average salesperson who would just get a sale just because there's a need and close these deals because you're confident, you can ask for the business. You're not ashamed or afraid of.
You hit on something really key there. Okay, so I love that you said that because I found overall that a lot of people get hampered in sales when you look at what they have done in the process. They never ask for the sale. They never
Yes,
outright, like the customer just feels like they're going along, but the customer doesn't feel like there's
correct.
an end to the whole thing. So let me ask you, since it's the whole theme of what this month is and everything, do you think that happens more with women who are in sales positions or it happens with men, or do you think it's even?
I think it happens with people who are not confident in themselves and what they're selling, or they don't have enough
Mm-hmm.
product knowledge. They don't know how to go for the business. And I think that is where coaching is important. Because if you're confident in your product, you're confident it's going to do what you say it can do, you're confident it can solve a problem for your customer. Why not? Let's
Yes.
do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not?
This is one of the first lives we've done in a really long while. I'm going to spend time this weekend and like chop up these pieces and put it out because like you're dropping some gems. I don't know about you all. Anybody who's listening, hit the applause or the hearts, whatever. But I just love some of the things you're saying and like even when we had our conversation, it was Tuesday or Wednesday night. Like I was like, I should have
Yes.
recorded this because it was so much fun going back and forth, just talking
Uh-huh.
things with you. So like I am just excited that we've been able to connect here virtually. And you know me, I'm always going to be touching base just to see how things are going and just to
For
share
sure.
ideas because again,
Appreciate it.
finding people who as I said, at your level in sales, and I think it's great to find those expanding people because trust me, Lyndon and I would talk to you about speaking at our conference next year. We
Okay.
always like to highlight women in sales because it's a very small group of people that you find. But I love everything that you're saying, and I think BVI is going to enjoy what you're going
Thank
to bring
you.
to the table, and I hope they're ready for it.
Oh, yes, I'm
Right?
looking forward. Thanks for the offer. Great.
What's the best? So let me ask this because I wanna. And by the way, folks, let us know if you have any questions. A lot of people send up their applause and stuff. Um, you mentioned mindset and stuff earlier, right? Which is something
Yes,
that anytime I do training, I always spend time focusing on mindset because I look at it the two ways: get your mind right, and then get your mind to adjust into some of the new things that you're gonna
correct.
teach, to that you're gonna learn to help you on your journey. But what are some of your top tips in terms of maintaining a good mindset with regards to sales? Because I think now more than ever, it's like super
Hmm.
important.
Yes. So what helped me, and I go back to that time when I had to do everything I needed to do, because once I take up the task, I won't fail. I'll do whatever. There's no sleep or whatever. What really helped me was always seeking knowledge, whether it's books, motivational videos, and stuff from people who had accomplished excellence in the area I was pursuing.
Nice.
Videos, whatever you need to get your mind right. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I don't have my bad times. I don't have, because sometimes, I mean, you need a moment, you have a moment, but you're allowed your 5 minutes or whatever. There's sometimes I really need to isolate and not talk and be in my zone and deal with whatever I'm dealing with to get back there. But Les Brown was really good. This book, Sell or Be Sold by Grant
Yeah.
Cardone, and a few other people. And even sometimes on YouTube, I just look up stuff, and that has really helped. And I have a great circle of friends, women,
Oh,
empowered
nice.
women. And as a woman in business, I think it's important to surround yourself with empowered women and women who will empower you and celebrate and encourage your success. And
Say
I
that. Let's
mean,
on pause. Let's say that one more time. Say that one more time. Because yes, I know she's mentioned it to them, but you all need to understand it. Say it one more time.
yes, I said as women, you need to surround yourselves with women who celebrate and encourage your success, women who will empower you, women who will listen judgment free, let you be, because you're not always going to be as positive. Like in this moment, we're human. So there will be things that rub you wrong. There will be things that disappoint you, but you need a safe space where you can go and let it out. If you need to cry, if you need to say a couple of words that you know what I mean? But we're human, and I think it is so important, based on maturity and whatever environment you're in, that people allow you to be. It's not personal. You could be upset at the situation and not at the individual. And that is a line that keeps being blurred. For me, I could be upset at how something went down, but it's not an attack on you. Let's separate the two. I'm upset. It's not at you, whatever. So it's just all these little things, making sure you build the right circle that nurtures and encourages and builds and uplifts. That is so important. And within the last 2 years, I've realized there's a whole community of women who think they're going through it on their own. They're having challenges, and it's I mean, this is a whole chapter on its own, really.
Nice part of your book. Nice part of your book. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm.
You're dropping gems. You're giving us tremendous value, so we're appreciating it.
Thank you.
I know for sure, like guaranteed. We need to have a future discussion like very early in January about having you as one of our speakers in our conference in June, because I think you bring tremendous value to the audience, and we always like to get these kind of top performers. No, it's just excellent. I'm extremely happy that our paths cross. So there's things like this just make my day. Like I can't tell you how I could just, because you and I, you probably know, we could sit down and probably talk about sales and different scenarios solely. And what you just said here, put it in perspective. Like, add this week was I honestly say this week was a bad week for me. And I'm not saying starting this week was a bad week for me.
Yes.
Because I was supposed to start on a project I was really looking forward to. Things out of my control and my main contact's control happened, which we couldn't avoid. And then, as you said it there, you can be upset at the situation, but not the individual. Because I was upset at and when I look back on it, I didn't look at it in that perspective, because I was never upset at the individual. I was just upset at the whole thing. And I was putting blame on myself, saying, that's what I said earlier, the happy ears. I was like, you see, Jared, you're happy ears. You have to stop. You have to stop getting happy. Because when you get happy, you lose your process.
It's true.
As I get happy, this process, goodbye. Bye-bye process. Out the window. So, but you said it there correctly. It's a situation, nothing with the individual. So, yes. I didn't expect this to be so. Actually, I expect it to be so amazing. I need to chop up some of this content and like send clips to you and everything, because I think we need to put this out additional to our YouTube channels and on our Sales as a Profession page, because I think the audience will love it. And let us know. Hit us some hearts. Hit us some applause. Let people know. I know. So I'm guessing Sabrina, Janice, and everything is from your Solution team.
Yes, Sabrina is customer experience, and she
shout out
she's
to the
amazing.
Solution. Shout out to the Solution
Hi, Sabrina, Nicole, everyone. I mean, these ladies, they form part of that circle in terms of people, no matter what it is, they bring the positivity and everything. I mean, my HR Nicole, she's just simply amazing, and she really understands, she gets it. She gets me excited just when I'm having a conversation or whatever, because I'm very expressive. Kind of I'm sure you will have seen that by now. I'm very expressive. Yeah. And and you could imagine if I'm a little frustrated too, it will show a bit. So I know when to zone out, I have my moments.
No, we have it. I think that's all that is part of sales, because as they say, it's tough to, I won't say it's tough. I don't think you can maintain that high like 24/7, 365. And as I say, there are some low points, but I would even tell you, for what some people might consider, if I tell them, well, Tuesday was a low day for me, somebody would be like, my thought Jenny was like your normal hype self. And I'm like, yeah, because remember, for some of us, when you work on it, your mindset does operate at a different level. So where some people might think, when you would say low, a lot of people might be like, how was that low? And you'd be like, no, because we've trained ourselves eventually, and we've gotten to that level where we could always, as I say, bounce back quickly. So I love it. But Tammy, thank you. thank you. Any last closing words? Any little bits of advice you want to give? Or as I say, just thank you to everybody who viewed. Let me know. But I
Yes.
am so grateful for your time today.
Oh, thank you. I mean, if I have to give any advice, it would be to take responsibility for your success. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to, and the most somebody can open a door, but you need to keep up the momentum. You need to do what you say you will do, and you need to make promises to yourself and keep them. And that's it. And go wherever your wings take you. Grow, learn, take up space, make noise, do what you need to do, but never be put into a box. I think that would be my advice to anybody. And take that chance. Do it scared, but do it anyway. That's it.
That will probably be about the eighth or ninth clip I've logged in my head, and I need to go back and replay and chop up and put into content.
Jared, it look like I'm coming for your job.
No, listen. Remember, as I say, my role is never, as I say, my role is never to be doing the same thing that you always been doing. Eventually, have to
Exactly.
evolve. If somebody take my spot, it means I evolve to the next level. So I happy. But
Amen.
you're
And that's
dropping
how I
the
feel.
gems. You're
Yes,
dropping the
that's how I
gems.
feel.
I am loving it.
Yes,
Thank you,
one of my
thank you, thank
mentors
you.
said to me, without just
Mhm.
before I go, you need to be overflowing so you can pour into someone, and that's so important. So I like what you just said there because that's my mentality. I want to grow. I don't want to stay one place. And if somebody's coming in your spot, it means that you're going somewhere. So
Thank
that's
you.
important. I love that.
Yeah, you automatically think, great. That means I'm going. I'm going to the next level. So I'm cool.
Mhm.
You made my Friday. Have an awesome one, Tammy.
Thank you, Jared. Take care. Thanks, guys.